Hi there and welcome to sunny Los Angeles for another edition of the show that metal was made for. Now this very street where I'm standing should give you a bit of a clue about which band is going to be featured on tonight's show. Just up the way there we've got those very famous rock and roll clubs, the Whiskey A Go Go, the Rainbow and the Troubadour, and of course those clubs were very much responsible for the glam scene coming to the forefront of the rock and roll world back in the early to mid 80s. You know what I'm talking about, bands like Guns N' Roses, Motley Crue, Faster Pussycat and Poison. Yes, tonight the Headbangers Ball is going to be going native in LA with Poison, and we're also going to be finding out how our competition winners, Angelica and Patrick, spent their time with the band in the City of Angels. So lots of in-depth interviews with the band, of course, and also we're going to be heading off to a softball game with Brett and also attending a radio interview. But to get us underway, let's do the unskinny bop as the Headbangers Ball goes native in LA with Poison. Yes, the Headbangers Ball is going native in LA with Poison, and that means that over the next 2.5 hours or so we're going to be meeting up with Brett and co to find out all about their forthcoming new album Native Tongue, which is in fact released tomorrow. And of course we're also going to be meeting up with our competition winners Angelica and Patrick to find out how they spent their time in Los Angeles. Now we're starting our day at a very appropriate place. This is the Hyatt Hotel on the Sunset Strip in Los Angeles, and this is a very famous rock and roll hotel. Now you may have heard stories of Led Zeppelin riding Harley Davidsons up and down the corridors, and also part of the movie This Is Spinal Tap was filmed here. And of course it's on the very famous Sunset Strip, a very important street in metal rock and roll history, because this is where many of the LA bands paid their dues in the mid to late 80s, including of course Guns N' Roses, Motley Crue, Faster Pussycat and of course Poison. And Brett is on his way now, but before we meet him we are actually going to meet up with our competition winners, because you're going to be seeing quite a lot of them throughout the show. And we have Angelica, who is from Austria, and also Patrick, who is from Sweden. So welcome you guys to Headbangers Ball and of course Los Angeles. Now how many entries did you send in, Angelica?
I sent 2 postcards in.
Yeah. Because loads of people sent in, like hundreds of postcards. Angelica sent in 2 and I think Patrick sent in 2 as well. So you're pretty lucky there. Have you been to Los Angeles before, Patrick?
No, never. It's first time.
What do you think of it so far?
It's great. Great weather and free drinks, so it's cool.
Okay, so what are you most looking forward to about your day?
To meet the guys from Poison.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What about you, Patrick?
Yeah, that and the softball game, and maybe we can go out tonight.
Yeah.
It would be great.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, lots coming up on the Headbangers Ball. We are in fact going to a softball game, as Patrick said. We're also hopefully going to be hanging out at some of the clubs on this very Sunset Strip. But right now it is time to meet Bret Michaels from Poison, and I think he's just on his way now. Yes, here he is. This is the moment that Patrick and Angelica have been waiting for. They've come 6,000 miles for this, in fact a little bit more than 6,000 miles. And Brett's just arriving here at the Hyatt Hotel. And I think this is Lewis, this is Brett's bodyguard, I guess you could call him. Hi.
Good morning.
Morning.
Good.
Hey, how are you
I'm
doing?
having deja vu.
Yes. How are you?
Very good. How are you doing, Vanessa?
Yeah, we're all doing very good, thank you. It's a fabulous day today,
It's
isn't it?
beautiful. I'll tell you what, we beat it just in time too, because it was they had about 2.5 weeks of rain here, so it's going to be beautiful out today. Lots of sunshine for lots of things to do today.
Fabulous.
There we go.
Now, can I introduce you to our Go Native in LA with
Absolutely,
Poison
please.
competition winners?
This is
Brett.
all the reason we're here.
Exactly. This is Angelica, all the way from Austria,
Nice to meet you, Angelica.
and this is Patrick, all the way from
Hey.
Sweden.
Hey, Patrick, how you doing? Yeah, good to meet you too.
So could you tell our contest winners what we're going to be doing today? We've got some great things lined up, haven't we?
We got a ton of stuff. You know, first of all, we got the MTV softball game. We're going to run down there, and you get this. All of us can hang out. There'll be a ton of people down there. And of course, we got the cool limo here. We got the extra stretch, so we got
absolutely
to stock
rock and roll.
all kinds of alcohol and goodies. And then after that, we got we're going to go all me and Ricky and all of us here. We're all going to go over to the Pirate Radio, where we're doing a world broadcast on Pirate Radio for the new album. And then after that, Richie and Bobby are going to be with us, and we're going to meet up and go to the Rainbow. Which you have to. Have you been to the Rainbow yet? Oh, that classic, and we're going to love it. So we'll have a good time. And then after that, I got you guys some tickets to Bar 1 for the big party afterwards, and I think Bobby and Richie are going to go with you over there.
Okay, that's fantastic. Right. And of course, we're going to be talking to Brett and the guys about the forthcoming new album, Native Tongue, everything that you want to know about Poison in 1993. But we've got to go off to this game now, so if Angelica and Patrick, if you'd like to get in the car there, and Brett, if you'd like to go as well.
Oh, you guys get in and I stay.
And as we travel off to the game right now, we're going to show you another Poison video from the forthcoming album. It's out tomorrow. We're going to show you Stand. See you later. Headbangers Ball going native in LA with Poison, and right now we've arrived at Long Beach for it's the softball game.
That's right.
Brett's with me now. How's it going, Brett? Are you having fun?
I'm having a great time. It's we don't know what it is, but something's taking a hell of a long time between each inning here. We're trying to speed things up a little bit, but I'm having a good time.
Is your team winning?
You know what? I would like to say yes. However, I'm confused. They keep putting people on base and all this shit, so you don't know what's going on.
Okay.
Let's just say yes for the time being.
Okay, good. I hope you win.
I hope. Keep my fingers crossed.
Now we're going to get a little bit more serious now, because we want to talk about Native Tongue.
Okay.
And starting actually with the album title, I was wondering if there's any significance in that. To me, it suggested that perhaps for maybe the first time, the whole band are speaking the same musical language. Is that right?
You know what? I've always felt really good about the past, and I can't complain. You know, I've got nothing to regret about the past. After the Flesh and Blood tour, it was made obvious by CC he no longer wanted to be there, and so that was it. And I had, you know, Bobby, Ricky, myself have all come from Pennsylvania, and we worked real hard to get where we're at, and we weren't going to give any of that up, you know. And you know, with each album, you always have something that you want to prove, but there's also something musically with each record you want to try to do. You want to be I've got to enjoy it and feel good about the record before any of the fans out there are going to enjoy our music, and that's the most important thing. And I feel really right now the band is really starting to come full circle with Richie Kotzen. He's such an amazing player. There's a lot of things that I've wanted to do and experiment with musically that I wasn't able to do with CC. But again, I can't complain, because the past is you know, with the last 4 records and stuff, have been absolutely great years of my life. But now it's time, it's here and now, and from here on we've got to take it where it is and go from here.
Absolutely. Now, when you came to think about getting a new guitarist, did you have a sort of clear vision of the sort of person you wanted, or was it more that you were going to check out different people and sort of get a kind of gut feeling from who you wanted to work with?
Well, it's a little of both. It's got to have a gut feeling. There's got to be a chemistry and a good feeling there. But more importantly, because we write all the music and write it between ourselves, we don't use outside writers, it's very important for us to find the right guy that we felt from here on out. We didn't want a hired gun. This guy, when we brought him in, we want to make sure he was the guy that's going to be with us for the rest of our career. And so with Richie, we took our time, but we had an idea in our heads of what we were looking for. And when Richie came in, he just really fit the bill. He's such a soulful player. The guy's hungry, he's got tons of heart, and he's got a lot of guts. He's from Pennsylvania, you know, and it just felt right.
What's the situation with CC? I'm sure a lot of people out there would like to know if you are still actually friends with him and sort of talk to him from time to time.
You know what? I put it this way. I haven't spoke to CC in a long time. I only spoke to him once, and that was, of course, at a big lawyers meeting where you split up all your equipment and all that kind of stuff, which wasn't exactly the best of terms. And you know what? I don't hate CC at all, man. We had a lot of fun together, a lot of really good years together. I hope he goes on to do what he wants, and I hope that he's happy. I know he wasn't happy here anymore. He wanted to do his solo thing, so hopefully one day in the future I'll be able to go out and go up to Cece's house and we'll hang. But right now, no, we're not the best of friends right now.
Well, I hope it does improve in the future.
Yeah, I hope so too. That'd be nice.
Okay, well, we're going to actually play Susie Hatton's video now, and many of you out there know that actually I think a lot of people think you're actually married to Susie, but you haven't. You're just engaged at the moment, is that right?
Yeah, we've been. I've been engaged since we got engaged in Cincinnati, Ohio, where she's from, and it was after one of the shows there at Riverfront Coliseum, and it was great. I had. I got to tell you, I was very nervous. You talk about being nervous. Her family was there and stuff. It's a weird feeling, you know, when you do something like that. But I got to tell you, I'm happy, and we'll let everyone know when the big day is going to be. But so far, we're just happily engaged.
Super. And very quickly, what's Susie working on at the moment?
She's on the process of writing all new material for another record, and hopefully to get off Giant Records because they suck. And hopefully she'll find a label that will promote her stuff. And any musician out there can work their ass off, but if someone doesn't promote your record and put some heart into it, we'll just keep hitting that thing down. Boing! Someone keeps the behind-the-scenes things. No one sees with all the equipment down here. But, you know, without someone pushing that and promoting it, it ain't going to happen.
I think it's better that, like for this album, I think it's good for me to do my own thing and as far as the music goes, write my own music. Last time he did the music and I did the lyrics, but it's better for me this time so I can kind of establish my own identity and let him do. He's busy doing his thing, and I love his music and his writing, and of course I would be grateful if he did something for me, but I also don't mind trying to do something on my own without him.
Well, we're going to talk to Brett lots more, and also, of course, we do want to wish Susie all the best with her musical career, and we're going to see her video actually right now. As I said, Susie Hatton, Blue Monday. That was COC, A Vote with a Bullet, and you may be interested to know that that particular track was recently re-released with a special remix by Consolidated, so do check out Corrosion of Conformity, Vote with a Bullet. And as you can see, Brett's back with me on the Headbangers Ball, coming to you from Los Angeles with Poison, and you've just finished your softball game. Now we have to know, did you win?
Absolutely. They'll never televise us, will they? As long as they don't televise it, we won. In fact, they hit 3 or 4 out of the park. It was a great game.
Great.
Great game.
Now, as we saw in the video for Stand a little bit earlier on in the show, Brett's looking very fit and athletic these days. Now, have you been working out?
Just a bit. You know, we came off the road, and you know, being blessed with the diabetes and all that stuff, I figure I got to keep healthy. You know, being on the road, you don't eat, you don't sleep, you know, and you just manage to stay in pretty decent health, you know, by accident. And so being off the road and stuff, I just kind of keep myself in shape so when we get back on the road, we can have a great show right off the bat.
Is it just working out with weights, or?
And other various whips and chains and items that we're hanging around, but yeah, for the most part, weights.
Now, you mentioned your diabetes. Now, obviously, you have to take very good care of your health. What exactly does it entail?
You know what? It takes I take 2 or 3 insulin injections a day, syringes, whatever you want to call them, and I check my blood sugar quite a bit. It's why my fingers, you ever notice my fingers always got a bunch of holes in them and stuff like that. So, yeah, so I just check my blood about 4 or 5 times a day and stuff. But actually, you know what? I feel pretty lucky. I've had it since I'm 6. And, you know, 29 years old now, and so a lot of good years in there. You know what I mean? I can't complain.
Great. What about when you're on tour? Is it a problem to kind of deal with that on tour?
Yeah, on tour, it's really a pain in the ass. I mean, it gets like, you know, the ups and downs and the blood sugar going this way and that way in every direction and stuff. When we're on the road, I hate having it. You know what I mean? Having a disease. But when I'm at home and stuff, it's a lot more easier to control. But on the road, sometimes it can really ruin. Like, I know Ricky and Bobby, you know, I'll look over at Bobby if I'm feeling really low, and I'll kind of look at him and I'll say, you know, and he'll run back and say, Ricky, you got to go into a solo now. You know, Brett's got to get some sugar, whatnot.
Right.
Yeah, so.
Well, I'm sure you're a great inspiration to a lot of people that have diabetes, and you show that you can live a normal life and sort of take control of it and don't let it rule you, kind of thing.
Yeah, I don't know how normal it is, but it's a life, and that's all that matters. You know what I mean? Every day above ground is a good day. We always can.
Of course.
So.
Well, let's get back very quickly to Native Tongue. The album's out in Europe tomorrow. Obviously, we've only really heard Stand. Can you give us a kind of a preview of, because it has got like a more bluesy
Right.
soul style, hasn't it?
You know what? We got 15 songs on the record. The whole piece opens up with a piece that Ricky wrote himself and completely did at his demo thing, which is at his demo studio, which is a complete Latin percussion drum kind of weird thing that goes on. And the record really, the whole thing just kicks ass the whole way through. It's got 2 ballads on it. One is Stand and another one called Until You Suffer Some. And I tell you what, it's just, you know, I feel musically it's the best record we've ever made. I feel really, it just feels the sound of the record, the bluesiness, Richie's soulfulness in his playing and stuff like that. You just have to check it out.
Okay, well, we're going to talk lots more in more depth about Native Tongue, the forthcoming album from Poison. But right now, we are going to take our first short break on the show. After that, we're going to go across to another location, and we're actually going to go to Pirate Radio in Los Angeles. And Brett and I are going to be meeting up with a very good friend of both of ours, I think Mr. Lon Friend, the DJ at Pirate Radio. And also, Ricky's going to be joining us.
Absolutely.
And we're going to be playing and listening to some tracks off Native Tongue. So stick around as the Headbangers Ball from Los Angeles with Poison continues. We'll see you later.
Well, I'm sitting here this evening, I got some old friends.
Hi there, welcome back to the Headbangers Ball, coming to you from Los Angeles, and actually we're in a limo now en route to Pirate Radio, and you just saw Aerosmith Sweet Emotion, which was actually chosen for us by Brett, and obviously Aerosmith back this year with a new album called Get a Grip. So are you looking forward to that new album, Brett?
I always look forward to an Aerosmith record. You know, ever since the early days of their first album, just Aerosmith featuring Dream On, and then from there on out, Get Your Wings and Toys in the Attic and all their. I like their music. I think they make absolutely great music.
Absolutely, 100% agree with you there. But we're here to talk about your new forthcoming album, out tomorrow. I'm going to keep reminding you that, Native Tongue, and obviously we're going to talk a little bit more about Richie's influence on the album. We will actually be hopefully meeting up with Richie a little bit later on tonight.
Yeah.
So how has his guitar style influenced Native Tongue?
A lot, because obviously we're for the most part, other than some of the guitar stuff that I put on the record, Richie has added all the guitars, or did all the guitars, all the overdubs, everything that needed to be done. enjoying some of the fans going by. At least it beats getting our hair ripped out of our head, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
Anyway, but I was going to say is, you know, when Richie was brought in, his biggest concern was that he absolutely would get to be 1/4 of the band. You know, when he walked in, he wanted to be able to put in his input in writing, his guitar style and stuff like that. And we said, Richie, this is a free-for-all. Everything in this band is always thrown up on the table, and we mix it all together and come up with what we think all 4 of us agree is the best song. And so that's the way it's always been done. And so Richie's playing obviously has a lot to do with the dictating the way the record sounds. We didn't tell him what to play or what he could play. Obviously, I think with Richie, his concern was that he was going to play what was best for the group and best for the song. When he was doing his solo records, he could do a lot more things because they were solo records, they were instrumental records, and he could do a lot more. When you're in a group, you've got to compromise a little bit, meaning, you know, all of a sudden there's a framework of a song and he has to make his solos fit that song. It's not a compromise like, God, this sucks. It's more like a compromise to make it work so that the whole band sounds good together.
So he will still shine through, but within the framework of Poison.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the same with everybody. I couldn't all of a sudden go on and do this whole big thing, you know, and all of a sudden rap through all the songs, all the stuff, all of a sudden the band be like, well, where's my drum?
I'm not.
Yeah, right, you know, so... Yeah, I think in a band you gotta make things work, and that's the most important thing.
Now, how much guitar did you actually play on the album?
On a couple songs, I would say probably 4 or 5 different songs, and they really came out, as far as I'm concerned, interesting and good, because Richie's style is a lot different than the way I play. I'm more straight ahead, just kind of an AC/DC sort of player, and Richie's very, you know, very well versed on the guitar and stuff, and also. The acoustic, I did a lot of the acoustic stuff on the record, but Richie, for the most part, played. I got to give him full credit. He really did play most of the guitar, and it sounds incredible.
So he did inspire you in some ways as well with your own guitar playing?
Oh yeah, definitely. He's such a great player that it's hard not to be. I mean, you got to be in the pocket, and Ricky and Bobby have been playing so good and been playing absolutely shine on this record. And so, I mean, it was really, all of us had to come up a notch, and just, you know, I think with each record it's important you do that. The more you learn, the better you get. It's important to put that down on the record.
Absolutely. Okay, well, as I said, we're on our way to Pirate Radio to meet Lon Friend, and Ricky's going to be joining us there. But we've got some more music on the way, and we're going to show you another video from Poison. And actually, there's a tattoo here on Brett's arm, which kind of gives you a clue of what's coming up. We're going to see Poison.
Every rose has its thorn.
Okay, we've arrived at the Pirate Radio station, and Poison are going to be going live on air here, apparently to 26 states in America in just a few minutes. But before they do, we're going to jump in here and just like to introduce you to Ricky, because I think this is the first time you've been on Headbangers Ball MTV Europe.
Yeah.
So welcome to you. We've heard Brett's perspective on native tongue. I was wondering if you could tell us
Tell us the truth now.
Tell us the truth.
It's just a record that we're all really proud of. I think it's great. I mean, and yes, I'm biased, but I mean, I would buy this record and like listen to the grooves grew old.
Great.
You know.
Okay, well, we're going to be talking to Ricky lots more a little bit later on, but the interview is going to start now, and the interviewer is Lon Friend, who is not only a DJ but also the editor of Rip magazine, the biggest metal magazine in America.
Physically, it's the same size as all the others.
He's got the best reputation.
He also modeled for the Fabulous Freak Brothers comics.
Right, exactly.
Back in the 60s.
I did that in the 60s when I
Okay.
didn't have a beard.
Now, Lon, you've
Yes.
got a bit of scoop news for us, haven't you? Because you're a bit of a news hound. So what are you going to tell our viewers in Europe?
Chris Cornell shaved his head.
Now wait, I gotta say something. My dog shaved its ass and walked backwards, and it doesn't get no news.
Yes, well, now what line of
Yeah.
what line of questioning is your interview going to take?
With Poison? No line of any true credibility or substance.
It's just going to be really fun.
I think Brett can attest to the fact he's been here with me before that we really get nothing much done.
Thought.
I was going to
Lon
say.
gets paid a lot of money for doing absolutely nothing. I can't figure it out. He just gets paid a lot of cash.
There's just something
He has a
about
good
having,
time.
whenever Brett comes in, we have great radio, and at the end of the night, you listen back to the tape and you say, God, you know, he really didn't say anything.
Like any good politician or lead singer.
But you're in for great radio.
Yeah, okay. We're going to go live in just a moment. Very quickly, what's your thoughts on native tongue?
I'm very excited with the first single. I play it and I stand in the studio every time I play it. Hands roll back and forth. I take the headphones off. I do the, you know,
Okay.
do the black thing. It's cool.
Okay.
And we're actually going to debut nationally a couple other tracks from the record
Yeah,
tonight.
so
we
we're going to
can
play
get the
that
groove
for you
going.
because the album's released in Europe tomorrow when this program goes out.
Wow,
So you can have a bit of a sneak preview there.
Yes.
So are you going to go live on the air now?
We're going to go live. Let me ask my engineer. That's Jamie over there.
5 seconds!
5 seconds!
5 seconds!
Okay! Here we go. It's live radio.
Hello, America!
Do you have a song for the top of the hour?
Yes, sir.
What? Okay.
Invention and broadcast
This is my intro here. Listen.
Saturday Night with Lon Friend proudly offers the best in family programming.
Not.
I used the Chipmunks' Achy Breaky Heart to open my hour here.
Eat us and off of us.
Yeah, well, gotta talk.
Wouldn't it be great if America sounded like this all the time?
Okay, it's Lon Friend. I have Poison in the studio. Brett and Ricky. We're going to start the hour with Metallica. We're going to come back and I'm going to take your phone calls. I'm going to do all kinds of fun stuff because I have MTV from Europe here taping me and I have to look good. So if this doesn't sound like me, it's because I'm doing it for MTV. Goodbye.
Sold to the man with the beard.
Yeah, the Headbangers Ball is going native in Los Angeles with Poison, and we're still at Pirate Radio with Lon Friend and Ricky and Brett too, and we're about to go on air again in about 2 minutes, I think it is. It's pretty chaotic here. I'm going to ask Brett another quick question. Yes, a bit of a plug here for Lon's magazine. What about
Pay me,
we
I'll
talk-
hold
I
it
got a
too.
freaking paper cut. Okay, good.
Sorry, Brett, we've talked about Richie's great.
I don't work for money or anything, so go ahead.
We've talked a great deal about Richie's
you were
guitar
kidding.
playing, but also I think it's important to make a point that he's got a great voice for a backing vocalist as well, right?
Yeah, Richie's actually very, very talented singer. He sounded great. He only sang on one of his solo records, and he had a really, really amazing voice, and he does a couple of the choruses and the backgrounds of our songs. Does a lot of the harmonies, but in a couple of the choruses he sang the main line, and he came off tremendous, and he played a lot of the keyboard on the record too, except for a couple of tracks that Billy Powell from Leonard Skinner played.
Right. Oh yeah, you've had loads of special guests on the album,
Yeah.
so we're going to talk a little bit more about that later on. Let's go around to Ricky. Now Brett was saying that
That's American
Richie
money. It's worth nothing
had
in England.
inspired him a lot as a musician. Did you find that with the really good rhythm guitar with Richie that you and Bobby were able to play together a lot tighter?
Yeah, definitely. Richie puts in a different kind of rhythmic feel in the songs than Bruce did, and he inspires you in a different way.
Right.
And I think the reason a lot of the songs came out the way they did was, just based partly because of just his rhythmic abilities. And he's got tremendous meter, so that makes my job and Bobby's job a lot easier too.
Right. Okay.
Which makes Brett's job easier.
Yeah.
How good did I sound on that record?
30
Rick?
seconds.
How good did I sound?
Okay, we've
Brett
got 30
sounded
seconds till we
genius.
go on the air. Lon, what's your latest news on Guns N' Roses? Because you're very good friends with them, aren't you?
Why does everybody ask me about Guns N' Roses? They're in Australia. They're touring with Skid Row now, and they're all fine. They're all healthy. They look good. They're all married. Well, not all. 10 seconds.
Okay, we're going to go live on the air, and
Lights are hot.
this is Lon's interview technique with Poison. Let's
Watch
see what you
this.
There's 100 of them back there.
Good evening. It's Lon Friend. All right, Hey, Brett, calm down, man. We're on live now. Brett Michaels and Ricky Rocket from Poison are with me.
I've been spoken by sensibility.
All right, let's talk about your new record,
Okay.
which is called Native Tongue. Now, is this named after some girl, Ricky, you met in the islands? Or...
That's bull.
That's a lot of bull, if you ask me.
Should I give you a serious
Who's
answer?
the native with the tongue? That's what I want to know.
You want to tell him
You
to be
get
serious.
personal, don't you, on these shows?
Look, be serious. Read our bio and then tell him what the bio says off the thing.
Excuse me, I haven't seen the bio. Is there a Capitol Records representative in the room by any chance?
No, I was actually referring to Ricky, so we got the same story.
Oh, okay.
God, everyone took it so personal. I'm like, what the hell?
Well,
Sheesh.
well, I am going to debut a track tonight, which America hasn't heard yet. So tell me about the Scream, Brett. This is the track on the record.
Yeah, unfortunately, the native tongue part, which Ricky wrote himself and did in his studio at the Rocket Plant, he brought to us, was already completed, and he put all this Latin percussion stuff on and drum stuff that was just amazing, which started the song off. But Capitol, our record company, clipped it off the beginning. As I'm looking over, and so
Thank you
now
very
we're just
much.
we're gonna cut into the song, the Scream.
Wait, Brett, is it cut off of the album?
No,
It's on the
cut-
album.
No, it's on the album. They just cut
Okay.
it off of what we
Just
needed
this
it
version,
for. Most
yeah.
importantly, here at the studio tonight.
Okay.
Forgot to breathe. I'm so mad.
All right, here it is, the Scream. This is Poison. This is Lon Friend. Don't go away!
Yes, you're with the Headbangers Ball going native in LA with Poison, and we're still at Pirate Radio. Yes, the home of Mr. Lon Friend. Quite a character, as I'm sure you've been seeing, and I do enjoy his line of questioning there. And also,
I have my own shirts.
he's very, very good at plugging
Well,
certain
let me hold
things
it
that
for you.
he's
It always
involved
looks
with,
better.
but we won't say any
Thank
more
you.
about
You got
that.
it, every day.
Let me ask Ricky
what
another
am I, huh?
question here. Ricky, I was wondering, before Richie came along, you were always used to writing as a band, and I wondered, was it quite strange at first when somebody new came into the picture?
You know, it's funny you'd ask that. The rating experience was actually even more fun than it's ever been with Richie, and that was that had a lot to do with why we picked him, because we worked with him for about 3.5 weeks before. Or actually maybe even a month before we actually said yes to having him in the band, and a lot of that had to do with to find out how we work together in a writing process, because that's where you lay all your emotions out, and that's touchy business when you get 4 people together in a room and you're exchanging those kind of, trying to put all that together. So that was a big reason why we got him, is we worked really well with him songwriting-wise.
Excellent, as we're going to see when the album's released. I won't say again when, because I've said it so many times. Lon, you're about to go on air
Yeah,
to
how much?
26
20
states.
seconds? 15 seconds.
And what's your line of questioning this time?
Huh?
What's your line of questioning this time?
Why do you ask somebody who has no idea what they're doing, what they're going to do next?
I look up to you because I thought that you prepared and everything.
Don't look up to me. You'll never go anywhere in your career. Hold on.
Cue Lon.
Okay, it's Lon Friend on the radio. Hi, guys. Vanessa from MTV. See, now I'm doing the parallel universe media thing. Vanessa from MTV Europe is asking me what I'm going to ask them about next. And you guys know from listening to me that I don't know what I'm going to say next when I have artists in the studio. So, guys.
I can vouch for that.
So Brett.
I've been told.
If you guys get asked to do the MTV Awards this year, are you going to perform?
Well,
if they give us an award.
We'll probably never, yeah. You know, I figure it this way. After our performance last year, I don't think we could ever do as well as that again. But I'm not sure if, one thing I think would be a good starting point is plugging Richie in. That's always a good point, good point of starting the MTV. Actually, one another funny thing is last year we had some problems at the end of the Flesh and Blood tour with, between Cece and myself and trying to iron everything back together. And we were actually, that was that was the great white hope of trying to pull everything back together. And that night when he got there, he made it pretty evident that, that he was not that interested in being there anymore. And obviously that, on stage and stuff, it just was a disaster from that point of view. But I got to tell you something, when you have that one shot in front of TV like that, you want to do things right. That's just my opinion. And Ricky and Bobby and myself were, felt prepared for it, and other people weren't. But we're not going to go back about that.
We're not going back.
So I just want to say this, yes, if we did get asked, we would absolutely probably do it again.
We can see how cool Richie looks.
We would absolutely probably
do it again. No comment.
Okay, and Richie looks cool in the new video, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
It's cool you gave him some good shadows and stuff.
Yeah, we try to keep him out as much as possible. The
He's
new
got
guy.
a little Lon Friend thing going on.
I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, we got to go to commercial. We'll be back. It's Lon Friend. Don't go away.
Indeed, we've got to go to a commercial break
live!
now right here on the Headbangers Ball. After that, we're going to be back with more from Poison. And in fact, in the next part of the show, our contest winners, Angelica and Patrick, will also have a chance to ask the band some questions. So stick around. The Headbangers Ball is going to continue very shortly from Los Angeles with Poison. And many thanks to Lon Friend. Cheers! Hi there, welcome back to the Headbangers Ball. We're going native in LA with Poison, you know that by now. A little earlier we were at the softball game with Brett, then we went to the pirate radio station with that crazy guy, Lon Friend. And now we have come to the Rainbow Bar and Grill. And if you've seen Guns N' Roses' video, November Rain, there's a little bit of this club in there.
A little bit of history.
A little bit of history, indeed. And actually, I'm very pleased to welcome now, we've got Bobby here, we're going to be talking to him in a moment, but very pleased to welcome new member Richie to Headbangers Ball for the first time.
What's up, Cots?
How are you doing? Good.
Yeah,
Now,
Cots. Go ahead.
A lot of people, I'm sure, would be interested to know I think you had 3 solo albums out before. Was it a big consideration for you to go from being the guitarist and then being able to show off all your talents to go to being in a band situation?
No, I wanted to be in the band.
Short and sweet. What do you think you've kind of contributed to Poison? We've heard sort of Brett and Ricky's
I've been
opinion.
bragging the shit out of you, so say something nice about me.
Say something nice about me.
We'd like the compliments
Want to hear
returned a
something
little bit.
nice? Well, I think whatever I contributed to the band, you can hear. If you listen to the old records and listen to the new record, there's a different member in the band, and it's a different band now. And I think it's obvious, for people to see.
When they hear native tongue.
Yeah.
Now, with regards to the old material, are you going to be changing the solos and stuff that CC used to play live?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. You're going to be doing your own thing.
No, I mean, some of the songs have solos which, I want to, recreate. And other songs I'll just change completely. But I'll play them as I hear them.
Right. And what about sort of playing live? Have you done a lot of that, or is this going to be something that is fairly new to you?
I've played live a lot, but I haven't played arenas.
Right.
So I don't know. You have to ask me how I feel about that after I do it.
He'll be wearing brown pants on stage the first couple shows, just in case he gets overly excited or anything.
Well, all the band think very highly of you, and it's obvious that you're all like getting on really, really well. So that's great, isn't it?
Oh yeah, it's a great feeling.
Good. Okay. Well, actually, I've got a couple of questions about the lyrics on Native Tongue for these guys, and obviously, when you did, what are you laughing at? When you did when you did Flesh and Blood, there was a more like serious stance to the lyrics. You suffered the death of a very close friend and that kind of thing. I was wondering, how does Native Tongue follow on from that?
It's the same thing. I mean, basically, it takes up, you know, when you write something about like a friend like Kimo that passed away like that from a drug overdose and stuff, that isn't something that you take light of. But in life, there's many different things that happen to a person in the course of their life, in the course of a day or whatever, and we just take all those things in.
So, Bobby, thanks for coming down to the Rainbow, and really following on from what Brett said. Would you say that when you look back over your past albums and listen to them, is it kind of like autobiographical to you, thinking when you listen to them you think, oh yes, that's where I was there and that was how I was thinking then? Is it kind of like that?
Most definitely. I mean, if you listen to the first record, we obviously weren't any worried about getting our dicks sucked, and if you listen to the more current ones, it's they're a lot more musical, a little more mature.
Right, so what I mean, we've had Ricky and Brett's perspective on Native Tongue. What does that kind of say about Poison in '93 to you?
Well, I'm still worried about getting my dick sucked. I don't know about Bob.
Is it that, I mean, obviously, with Richie
But I don't
and
have to write the lyrics.
I think Richie brings a much more mature guitar playing style to the band. Mature,
and he's only 22.
but he's a younger guy. But you know, he's a younger guy. It's more soulful, more blues oriented, I think. Definitely, you know.
Okay. We were talking a little bit about the lyrics, and little story that I can tell you about Def Leppard is I don't know if you know their song Photograph, but they wrote it about, well, I thought I had like a romantic idea that they wrote it about Marilyn Monroe, and I asked them about that, and Joe said actually what inspired that song was that he had a big picture of Marilyn on the door in his toilet. And he went in there one day and he was just sitting there, you know, looking at his photograph. And that was what inspired the song. And I have to say that my romantic illusions were shattered. So I wondered if there's any songs on Native Tongue
That we can shatter?
That, you know, maybe were inspired by something a little bit different.
You know, Brett's written quite a few of his songs on the toilet, actually. I think it's a singer thing to do.
I agree. I've heard Tyler say that too, I think.
Seriously?
Yeah, the ideas just sort of come out when you're sitting on the toilet.
I didn't mean to talk
What
about
song did you
toilets.
write on
I'm
the
just
toilet
wondering
paper?
if there were any.
It was the first or second record. You were in the dump and you made me bring you a pen when we were living
Yeah,
together.
we're in the toilet.
And you were writing the song on the toilet paper. Do you remember
It
what
was
song
either
it
Nothing
was?
But a Good Time or Love on the Rocks or something like that. Right, and I wrote it down. Right,
But I mean,
let me put it this way.
It was Love on the Rocks he wrote when he had the kidney stone operation.
I just think when you're writing lyrics and when they come to you, you got to write it down regardless of where it's at. And sometimes the bathroom is a very peaceful environment. Truthfully, honestly.
Yeah.
It's the only place you can get a fair shake.
all right, well, we're going to have some more music on the way on the Headbangers Ball because these guys, they totally misconstrued my question, don't you think?
Uh-oh.
I don't think so.
Okay. Right, actually, you guys can help me. You guys can help me out.
I'll be
because,
serious, I'm sorry.
We're gonna play a video by Tough, and the reason is because Brett contributed a song to their debut album. And could you update us on what they're up to? Because we haven't heard anything from them for ages.
You know what? Honestly, because we've been in the studio, I haven't really stayed that close in touch with them. But I think they got dropped off the record deal, and I think they're putting songs together right now, looking for a new deal, and they deserve it. They're a good band.
They are. Okay. Fabulous. Okay, next segment, the contest winners, Angelica and Patrick, are going to be asking their questions of the guys in Poison. But right now, let's see that Tough video, and it's a cool ballad, I Hate Kissing You Goodbye. Vanessa Ulrich with you on the Headbangers Ball. We're bringing you everything you need to know about Poison in 1993, and we're still at the Rainbow Bar and Grill. And right now we're going to meet up again with our competition winners, and they're going to be putting their questions to the band, so it might be a slightly different perspective to what I've been asking. And in a moment you're going to be seeing Sam, who is Angelica's companion on this trip, so he's got a question coming up as well. So first up, Patrick, you've got a question for the guys. What would you like to ask?
I would like to ask of one of the new songs on the new album, Strike Up the Band, what it's all about.
Okay. So
I'll start like this. Strike Up the Band musically, when Richie had first come in and we were working on a song, it's something that me and Bobby and Ricky had kind of been working up, and Richie came in and added some really great rhythms and stuff too, and it was sort of one of the first songs we put together as a band musically, and it was just a fun song to play, sort of to warm up and kind of get to play at each rehearsal, and eventually fell into being one of the songs on the album. And then lyrically, I just written down the lyrics to it being a, as the early days leading up to where we're at now, and just putting the whole song together. But it was a song that was just, I think, fun for all of us to jam. It's a song Bobby hated.
what about your early days of like giving out flyers and playing the clubs and playing to pay and all that kind of thing? Paying?
Actually, what I was going to say is actually, if we're still talking about Strike Up the Band, that's probably more of what we went through in Pennsylvania.
Oh, right.
You know what I'm saying?
Before you even came to LA, right?
Yes, because we used to play, actually, we used to like lie and say that we used to have this big sheet of all these cover songs that we did. And then we get there, Duran Duran, Jenny, 976-309, or whatever, all these songs, and then we get there and we just play our own stuff.
Yeah.
But we did well that the bar owners and stuff would actually, want us to keep coming back. There was a few places we never got
Bill
past.
Webb. Bill Webb at the Rogues Den.
Yeah, Bill Webb at the Rogues Den.
We played one night.
They didn't pay us.
They paid us for two. No, they paid us for 2 nights and only asked us to play one. After the first night, they asked us to tear our equipment down, and because they thought we were a jazz fusion band, and it didn't quite work out that way. And the second night, they paid us, but they asked us to tear our equipment down and leave. And that's
right, the Rogues Den.
The Rogues Den.
I'll never forget that.
Down there in
We had
Europe.
we had a whooping 5 people, I think
it was.
out there. Yeah,
5.5.
There's a little brother out there somewhere. Right.
Actually, just quickly following on from what Brett said, Richie, what was it like for you to actually write in a band situation? Had you only previously written on your own before?
Well, for most of the songs, we would just jam for a while and come up with a riff, and then turn that into a song. A few of the songs were songs that Brett had worked on at home and brought in, like Strike Up the Band and Theater My Soul, and the same thing with me and Stand and 7 Days Over You.
Right.
So, and for those songs, even if one person writes the initial song, when you're in a band, it always ends up a collaboration, because Ricky will play something different than someone else would play, and that changes the way the song sounds, So. Even though I might write the bulk of one song, or Brett might write the bulk of another song, it's still really a collaboration when you're in a band like this,
All right, let's go over to Angelica's friend, Sam. He's got a question for the band, so if you want to go over there.
Go easy.
Sam.
Right. Sam's been great today, we might add. Go ahead.
Oh, thank you, Brett.
Butter him up before that question.
Damn straight.
The question I want to ask is, because Patrick asked you about your early days, and I was thinking, what is it like when you look back on your heavy makeup? I mean, when I saw the cover of Look What the Cat Dragged In, I thought, wow, these girls look great. Woo! So what do you think, looking back on the days of
Something
heavy...
you want to confess, Sam?
What do you think when you look back on the days of makeup and how you looked then and how you acted then and all that sort of thing? Do you find it ridiculous or...?
No, let me take it. I think it was absolutely, back then, I can't deny that we absolutely thought it was great, and I loved it. I was a big fan of Kiss and Alice Cooper and all that kind of stuff, and I thought those days were absolutely great, and I look back with no regret. As time went on, we had kind of taken that shock value as far as we could take it, and I don't know how much further we could have really taken into what we did, but it helped to get the music noticed, and that was the most important thing. And that's it.
But it's not only that, because you have to change and develop to progress, surely, as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we're always, changing and looking different. You get bored looking the same way all the time. I mean, if Brett gets a hair up his ass to shave his head one day, maybe he will. I mean, I think
hair on my ass that I got to shave, just period.
Yeah, I wish you would. The thing is, I think our band's at a point where, what we wear doesn't matter. I think we've established our image as a band through our sound and our attitude, and I think that's more important than what we wear. I mean, honestly, if we go on stage, just in a pair of shorts, I think people would still enjoy the show. But
we have many times.
And, we've done things like that. I think our fans understand that our image is really our music more than it is what we wear.
Absolutely, and I think you're all looking absolutely great now. So, anyway, there you
10
go.
years later, we'll start to look really good after you drink a couple more of those.
Anyway, we're going to
talk about how you blew me off in London. No, I'm just
We're going to take another commercial break right here on the Headbangers Ball. The beers are flowing here at the Rainbow. We'll be back with more from Poison right after the break, and also we'll have our contest winners asking a couple more questions, so stick around as the Headbangers Ball from Los Angeles with Poison continues. Okay, we're still at the Rainbow Bar and Grill with the stars of tonight's
Vanessa's sucking it down like water over here. I just want you to go ahead.
Poison!
It's medicinal for her.
Indeed it is. And I hope you're enjoying the programme. I'm certainly having a lot of fun, and I hope our contest winners are having a good time too. We'll find out a little bit later on. And we've got another question actually from the MTV winner. That's Angelika from Austria. So Angelika, what's your question for Poison?
I want to ask you guys, what do you want to achieve with your lyrics?
I guess, I think it would have to be in two different sections here. First section would be that lyrically, with each album as it progresses, like Bobby had said earlier, in the beginning, the first album is all the lyrics that you'd kind of build up over your childhood up until the time you make your first record. And I think lyrically, anyone can write down lyrics. And I think that a song should be filled with things that come from your heart, things that you see, take in, whether that's sexual, whether that's something very, very deep and meaningful, like something to believe in. There's no one subject you can focus on because everyone has so many different feelings and moods and emotions, throughout their life, let alone the course of one day. So I think lyrically, the best way in the songs is, first of all, you got to find the music that we all work on. The music has got to fit the way that the song feels. For instance, a song like Stand, Richie really had a feel for how he wanted the music to sound. I had lyrics, Bobby and Ricky had definite ideas of how they wanted that music to be. Or a song like Strike Up the Band, which is more ass-kicking. You want the music to fit that. So it all depends on what those lyrics are about and the music's about.
I think that for an artist to be a great lyricist, it has a lot to do with being able to relate things that happen to yourself over your life and put that in your music. For me, when I write lyrics, I do that. I think of things that happen to me and how I can put that in a song and how it can affect someone, and so they'll understand what I'm talking about, and
cool.
Yeah, I wanted to say one thing, something I ran into the last time we were on tour. Sometimes we've gotten a little bit of a rap because we were, our first record was pushed strictly as like we were a party band. And although we were in a lot of ways, and we are in a lot of ways, there was a girl came up to me on the road and had her yearbook. And through the whole senior section, it had all the lyrics to Cry Tough, which was the first song on the record. And it made me realize that we were important enough, and there was lyrics important enough from Poison to be, that somebody was going to remember for the rest of their life. A lot of people are going to remember for the rest of their life because it was going to be in their yearbook. And it made me realize that we did affect people even then with a lot of the things that we were talking about. And so it wasn't just always, I think a record, every record we've done always has a gamut of different emotions. It'll have a party emotion, a sexual emotion, a thoughtful, a thought-provoking, an angry. We usually pretty much get that across on every record. And just this time it took 15 songs to do it, but we got them all out,
Too, with the song like with Fire and Ice and 7 Days, which were both songs that Brett and I lyrically worked together on, we were able to things that happened to Brett and things that happened to me, put that in a song. And that's why like those songs are like some of the best songs, you know, on the record, because you know you have that influence of two people's lives on, you know, on one song, connecting that way, you know. Yeah. No, it's true. You know, thanks for helping me, saving me.
Like me, I lose my focus when I start to talk. It's like I felt the word coming. Go ahead, go back to Richie. I'm sorry. Go back to Bobby.
Without wishing to I don't know how to say it, but I was how did you feel about the lyrics to Every Rose Has Its Thorn being considered like part of the meaning of life in Wayne's World?
Well, it was a part of they came off pretty deep. With Every Rose Has Its Thorn, it was something that was very, very hard to write and very easy to write because it hits home so hard, things going on in my life at that point, and the words almost just flowed right out. But it was quite interesting. Notice I'm looking down when I drink more. I can't focus on the camera when I'm.
I think we can definitely all relate to that song.
Yeah.
And other thing, actually, Brett was saying off camera is that.
Toby wanted to say off camera.
Is that I think a lot of bands feel this, that you know, people try and find a meaning in the songs, and you'd be very happy if they found their own meaning, not necessarily your meaning, but you know, to get their own thing from the song, right?
All I knew was, I just want to say one thing, I never knew what Beelzebub was on the Queen song, but I never sang that, but it meant a lot to me, so go take it from there.
That's a devil incident.
Yeah, I know it is, but I never knew what it was when he was saying it.
No, I was just going to say, and I'll turn this over to Bob. I mean, John Lennon said that a lot of times. He would try to explain how, you know, it meant one way to him, but he didn't always want to constrain the lyrics and get so specific and so focused that it didn't mean anything to anybody else. You got to realize that if you're going to put stuff on a record and give it to the rest of the world, that there has to be something for everybody there. Otherwise, you're being completely selfish. And there's a lot of songs that we never did do anything with because they are completely, totally selfish and self-indulgent. And, you know, that's the last thing that the world needs, is another self-indulgent song, you know.
Okay, thanks for that. Right, we've got some more music on the way out in Headbangers Ball. I'm just going to pieces here. This is the show where we let the metal do the talking, and actually coming up next we've got a video actually chosen for us by Richie, and I have to say he has excellent taste in music.
Outshined by Soundgarden.
Headbangers Ball partying with Poison at the Rainbow Bar and Grill, finding out all about a native tongue. And Brett and Richie and Ricky are still here. We're still with our competition winners. And I was going to ask you, you guys, to tell us a little bit about some of the special guests on the album and what they contributed to Native Tongue.
We had Tower Power Horn Section. We had Billy Powell from Leonard Skinner. And a good friend of Ricky, Sheila, came in and played on, they did a Latin percussion thing when Ricky wrote out the beginning part of the album, which is called Native Tongue, which is a beginning piece, drum piece that Ricky did, and then me and Richie went in and did a bunch of primal scream, weird, all kinds of marble jarble shit on there, and it was came out very cool. But Ricky wrote that piece out and had Sheila come in and play a few pieces, and they just came in because they're friends of ours and laid some stuff down. And it sounded really good.
Cool. Okay, we saw the video for Stand a little bit earlier on, and just off camera, Brett was telling me that you weren't too sure about the gospel choir on there, were you, in the beginning? Whose idea was that?
I got to tell you, I was a little hesitant about the gospel choir myself, and because I was, Ricky and Richie were really into it, and Bobby had gone back to Florida at the time. And so I said I was going to leave. I said I'm going to leave the studio because I was very hesitant about using them. And so I let Richie Conson and Richie Zito were in the studio together and put it down, and they did an amazing job with it, and it really came out great.
Right. So Richie, how are you going to reproduce that live? You know, if you've got a lot of guests on the album and then you go out and play it.
I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know how we'll do it. How are we going to do it?
Actually, what we're going to do is in each city, we're going to get a choir to come out just for that song and donate the money to either the church or the school, whatever the choir is that comes out. Probably an inner city choir that'll come out and do stand. And because Richie had laid down a lot of keyboards on the record, we're going to take a keyboard player out because obviously he can't play the guitar and the keyboards both. So we're going to bring a keyboard player out with us on the road this year, which we've really never done before. We've had one over the last couple tours, playing a couple songs like Something to Believe in the background, but Bobby mostly did it. And other than that, we'll wing it as we go.
So will the keyboard player be on stage, or will it be one of those like behind the curtains type thing?
He'll be right up on the stage with us. Yeah.
Okay. Now, so what other instruments do you play, Richie?
I don't know. I play everything really. You know.
There's nothing you don't play?
Well, I mean, I don't play the violin. I could figure it out probably though if I had to. But my ring is caught in my hair right now, and it's very embarrassing.
Okay, well, we have got, next segment is our final chance to talk to Poison. I'm going to be asking the guys about their plans to tour Europe. So we're going to go into a break now, but stick around for the final part of the Headbangers Ball with Poison from Los Angeles. Hi there and welcome back to the final part of the Headbangers Ball from Los Angeles. Yes, I'm very sad to say this is the last time I shall be welcoming you back, because we're reaching the end of the show, about 15-20 minutes to go, and sorry to say no Triple Thrash Treat or Metal Collection this week, because we want to concentrate on Poison. So I have to ask the question, you guys, plans for touring Europe in '93?
We're going to kick off everything at the Hammersmith Apollo, which we'd love to say Hammersmith Odeon.
Yeah.
And then
doesn't quite sound the same, does it?
No, it doesn't. Let's just say Hammersmith Odeon for God's sakes, all right? And we're going to kick off there. And then what we're going to do is we had planned on going all through Europe, but because in the United States the album has taken off so big right now, we're going to start early on here and come back to Europe and travel extensively through Europe in all of August and September. And that is a fact.
Fantastic. Woo!
Yeah.
Any plans for Donington this year?
Yeah, we're going to have you do the woo-woo on stage with us.
That'd be nice.
Yeah, we'd love to do Donington this year, and we don't know who's headlining it yet. And hopefully it'll be us and Aerosmith going through all of August and September. We're also going to do a bunch of headlining dates. And I think I got a boog out me nose.
Well, I'd like to see you at Donington again, because I really enjoyed it the first time you guys were there.
I love it.
Richie, have you been to Europe before?
No, I'm going for the first time tomorrow.
Are you excited about that?
Yes.
Okay. What are you? He doesn't say much. He's a bit of the dark and mysterious type,
we
isn't
love
he?
that. That's because I make up for everyone else, and God, they can't even get a frickin' word in edgewise when I don't shut up. So. There's Ricky down there.
Let's have a final word from Ricky on the end there. Sorry, Ricky, you're miles away there. So you're looking forward to going out in Europe, because it's the first time you've played live. Is it since the Video Music Awards, like 18 months ago?
I mean, outside of jams and stuff.
Looked like you were doing a mad dog
illusion. I mean, outside of like doing jams and stuff like that, it is, you know. I mean, with the band and everything.
So you're really looking. I know you're all really looking forward to getting back on the road.
Yes, I am. Very much so. Very much so.
Well, maybe that will be where we encounter you guys again. We've reached the worst part of the show, actually, in my book, because we have to say goodbye to Poison. And on behalf of MTV, I'd like to thank you all very much for taking so much time to talk to us. It's great to meet Richie. Fabulous addition to your band. And I also want to say how much we appreciate you looking after the competition winners and spending so much time with them.
Well, we asked them if they had a good time.
You guys have been great.
Yeah, ask them if they had a good time. Did you have a good time?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Good.
Yeah.
Here's that $100. Good, man.
All right.
Glad you enjoyed yourself. We had a good time. Well, we ain't done yet. We're just done with this, but we're going to have to take them out for a little roustabout here in LA.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to say goodbye to Poison now. Bobby's disappeared off, so I want to say thank you to Bobby as well, and want to wish the guys the very best of luck with the new album, Native Tongue. It's out tomorrow. All right, and we'll probably see you on tour.
Absolutely.
Okay, fabulous. So we're going to see some more music now, and then we're going to round off tonight's show by talking to our contest winners to find out what has been the highlight of their trip when they go native in LA. So stick around for that. But for now, it's a very good night from our special guest, Poison.
Thank you. Good night. Well,
thank you.
Thank you. Good night. Now a few tricks. Never mind. I'm going to shut up. Thank you. Good night.
Bye. Okay, that's just about all we've got time for this special edition of the Headbangers Ball from Los Angeles with Poison, and I've certainly had a really fantastic time here, and I hope you have enjoyed the show. And before we go, we're going to find out what our competition winners thought of their trip to LA. So Patrick, have you had a good time?
Yeah, it's been great. And I would like to take this opportunity on behalf of Angelica, Sam and me to thank the guys in Poison, MTV, Dennis and Nick, Headbangers Ball Europe with Vanessa and Jim. It's been fucking great, fucking excellent.
Thank you very much for that. There's so many people that have worked to make this day so successful, and they all deserve a big thank you. So thanks, Patrick. Angelica, what has been the highlight of today?
Yeah, it was great to have this first-hand experience with Poison. Yeah, it was wonderful. Also the softball game.
Did it live up to your expectations?
Oh yes, of course it did. Yeah.
How about you, Sam? What was the best thing for today for you?
I think the greatest thing about it was just seeing all the behind-the-scenes work that goes into a show like this and into a media event like the softball game, which we got to see, and all the people that surround bands and everything else that goes on behind the scenes. You see, it's more of a business than people would give it credit for, I think.
So is this going to go down as one of your best days to remember ever?
One of the best my weekends ever.
What was your biggest memory, Patrick?
Going to a Rainbow, have a few drinks and talk to the guys in Poison and stuff like that, just hanging out.
Cool.
Yeah, it's been cool.
Excellent. All right, well done to all of you. It's been really great having you along. And let me just give you a little behind-the-scenes information here. Patrick has been mistaken for the lead singer of the Black Crowes, Chris Robinson. If you can spot the resemblance there, well, maybe. And don't you think that Sam looks a little bit like Nuno Betancourt, don't you think? No, I mean Nuno Betancourt, of course. All right. Yeah, I've got to say a load of thank yous. Thank you very much to Capitol Records in LA. And of course, a very, very big thank you to Poison. They've got a new single coming out in early March. It's called Fire and Ice. And of course, as Brett said just a little while ago, they're going to be coming over to tour. There's an extra person in here. Okay, that's all we've got time for. I can't tell you what's coming up next week. So, what's happening? What's going on?
I'd just like to thank Vanessa for all the work. She's been a great host. And Jim Parsons as well. They've all been great. Everyone who came with us, we had a great time. And see you next time.
And this is Dennis from Metal Hammer.
I'd like to say I want my MTV.
Thank you very much. All right, so we're all signing off from Los Angeles now, and I'll see you next week, of course. And remember to check out the new album from Poison, Native Tongue. Good night from LA.